In the first fight we got Jamie Lynn Horth v Ivana Petrovic, and my prediction for this fight is Jamie Lynn Horth to get her hand raised in a well-fought and technical battle. My reason for this pick is that I feel Ivana Petrovic's style and need to be offensive even when she should be defending will get her in trouble against Jamie Lynn Horth, who will counter everything she does and use her aggression against her. On the feet, Ivana Petrovic tends to crash into her opponents after landing a few strikes on them. This tendency, with the fact she likes to clinch and attempt takedowns in a way that always leaves her compromised, will leave her open to be countered and taken down by Horth a lot during this fight. Her disregard for defense mixed with her lack of awareness during some transitions could see her being subbed in this fight, but her grappling is very good, so I doubt this happening although it's open. I ultimately feel that Jamie Lynn Horth will be able to use Petrovic's main weaknesses against her and win a clear decision, but I am not ruling out a submission even after what I said. Cody Gibson has the edge over Chad Anheliger. He holds a 4-inch reach advantage, which should help him capitalize on Anheliger's low-hand style. Anheliger often relies on his durability and offense, but Cody's volume and defensive approach can exploit this. While neither has dominant wrestling, Cody's grappling edge gives him a likely advantage on the ground. Expect both to strike heavily, but Cody's ability to pick Anheliger apart should secure him a decision win. Romanov's wrestling could pose a threat, but I think his ground tactics won't be effective against Nascimento's solid takedown defense. Romanov might attempt single-leg takedowns, which have troubled Nascimento before, yet Nascimento's cardio, striking, and ground skills edge him as my pick. I see him surviving Romanov's initial push and dominating on the feet. Romanov's cardio may falter if the pace intensifies, making him vulnerable. This could lead to a Nascimento finish or a decision win. Youssef Zalal will likely win by decision or submission. Jack Shore's move to featherweight doesn't pose a size advantage, and Zalal's better everywhere, especially in striking and grappling. He'll control exchanges, particularly on the ground, where he's more proficient. Shore struggles in stand-up exchanges and often aims for takedowns, but Zalal's defensive skills make it difficult for Shore to capitalize. This fight leans toward Zalal due to his well-rounded skills and momentum. This is a close one as both fighters excel in the same areas, although Charles' drop to bantamweight adds uncertainty. Henry's relentless pace, resilience, and cardio often play to his advantage, especially when trading strikes. Charles, though, might control the fight's tempo given Henry's counter-heavy style. Both fighters prefer striking over grappling, so Charles may edge out a decision here. However, if the weight cut affects Charles negatively, Henry's pressure could lead to a win, but a close fight likely favors Charles at home. My prediction for this fight is for Jasudavicius to get her hand raised via decision, and my reason for this pick is that Jasudavicius' striking has improved a lot, and just like most Brazilians, Ariane's weaknesses are a lack of wrestling and defense, something Jasudavicius can take advantage of with her striking wrestling style. So a clash of styles is why I am picking her to come out on top, especially in regards to her wrestling, which makes the difference. Ayman Zahabi's movement and countering style give him an advantage over Moonhouse's forward pressure approach. Moonhouse tends to get picked apart by opponents who capitalize on his aggression, and Zahabi is skilled at countering while moving out of range. Since both are primarily strikers, grappling exchanges may be limited. Expect Moonhouse to push forward, but likely to get hit as Zahabi counters and exits the pocket. I predict Zahabi wins by decision, outmaneuvering Moonhouse throughout the fight. Trevin Giles remains in the UFC despite mixed results. Though athletic and versatile, he struggles to fight with a plan or strong fight IQ. This makes Mike Malott the likely winner in this matchup, as he looks to rebound from his recent loss against Neil Magny. Malott's eagerness to finish cost him last time, leading to fatigue, but with a more measured pace, he should secure a dominant decision. However, with Giles' weak defensive tactics, a Malott finish is also possible. Barriault's superior striking and pressure should give him the edge over Stoltzfus, whose chin has been questionable recently, making a knockout likely. Stoltzfus's advantage lies in grappling. Barriault can defend takedowns and get back up, but his ground defense is not flawless, which Stoltzfus could exploit, potentially slowing Barrialt's pressure with grappling or even securing a submission if the fight remains on the ground. Despite this, Barrialt's striking and resilience suggest he could win via decision or a finish. Both fighters face similar challenges and are under pressure to end their losing streaks. Caio, dropping to a lower weight class, has experience grappling with tougher opponents, which might make him harder to control if Ribeiro's cardio fails. The weight cut may also improve Caio's endurance, potentially giving him an edge in later rounds. Although both lack strong grappling skills, Caio has a slight advantage, but his defense could leave him vulnerable. My prediction is Caio wins by decision, with a KO possible for either fighter. Based on previous fights, Lewis is expected to come prepared and in top form. However, he faces a formidable striker who uses feints, volume, and effective counter-strikes, areas that Lewis has struggled with before. Yet, Lewis has an advantage in grappling, as his opponent shows weaknesses here, often relying on explosive moves or playing jiu-jitsu, which favors Lewis here. I predict Lewis will capitalize on these grappling gaps for a decision or KO win, offering strong value as an underdog. Rose performed well in her flyweight debut against Manon Fiorot but is undersized for the division. Despite this, Rose can exploit Erin Blanchfield's weak striking defense and predictable patterns on the feet. However, once Rose starts landing effectively, Blanchfield will likely shift to her strong grappling game. While Rose has solid takedown defense, her struggles against wrestlers could allow Blanchfield to dominate on the ground. My prediction: Blanchfield wins by decision or submission. I predict Brandon Moreno will win by decision or possibly a stoppage. At his best, Moreno outperforms Albazi in striking and can handle wrestling exchanges, potentially mixing in takedowns. However, since losing his title to Pantoja and then Royval, Moreno may be struggling mentally, which gives Albazi an edge in confidence. Despite this, Moreno's skill and experience should be enough to secure a close but clear decision, as Albazi hasn't faced the same elite competition.